the sun's going to come out.
Looks like a perfect one, too. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Demetrius. Well, U.S. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg is heading to the Midwest on Friday. He'll be in Chicago to tour local transportation projects that would benefit from President Biden's American Jobs Plan. Congresswoman Newman invited Buttigieg as he travels across the U.S. to promote this plan. And joining us now with more is the Congresswoman herself. Good morning. Good afternoon, I should say.
Well, afternoon to you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for being here. Now, this is a 3-day tour, not a 3-hour tour like Gilligan's Island. He's headed, what, to Oregon, Arizona, then he lands here. That means he's got a lot of people he's trying to persuade, and he's also getting to sell along the way, too. It gets complicated politically, though, doesn't it, Congresswoman, as there is so much money up for grabs, and the sale is being made behind closed doors in Washington.
Right. And you know what, as I always say, that roads and bridges aren't Republican or Democratic or independent, right? That they're American bridges. And one of the great things that the Biden administration, part of the Build Back Better program, is proud of, as am I and all Americans should be, is that we're coming together. We are going to get an infrastructure plan that really emphasizes fix it first and make the world a better place, make America a world-class transportation hub that it should be. And that's really the spirit of the work that's going on in Washington, but really across the nation as part of Secretary Buttigieg's tour.
Let's talk about where you all will be touring on Friday, because you're going to give him the grand tour on the southwest side specifically. Enlighten our viewers a little bit as to what you're going to show him.
Well, many electeds will be there, and we'll all be talking to them about the transportation center that Chicago is. You know, we're a gem. We are truly the heart and aorta of the nation. 1 in 4 trains that travels across this continent every day goes through our CSX intermodal yard here in Bedford Park, which resides in Illinois 3, my district. That will be the second visit. The first visit will be to the 95th Street Station Red Line. The CTA has done a remarkable job of bringing that up to standard with ADA compliance, and it'll give us a great opportunity to talk about this, the ASAP Act, which was introduced in the Senate by Senator Duckworth and by myself and Congressman Garcia here in the House. And what that does is it provides a grant mechanism for stations to get to be to the standard of ADA compliant. If you can believe it, up to 20% of our transit agency stations are not. So that will focus on that discussion. When we head over to Bedford Park, super excited to talk about that actual, the Belt Railway there, because it is the heart and soul of the nation's hub. But also, just as importantly, is the CREATE program. The CREATE program is a public-private partnership of all parts of government, private railway companies, along with public transit. We've come together about 16 years ago and continue to do great work to make travel safer in the regional area, the Chicago regional area, as well as making it more environmentally sound. So Secretary Buttigieg is going to get treated to a bunch of folks that are experts in this area, and we're going to share this great model, and hopefully it can scale to the nation.
You know, there's another component to all this, not just improvements to these, transportation hubs, as you say, that are so important to our Midwestern title, our branding and who we are, but also jobs creation in the process. Can you talk about the numbers that you're really hoping to create as we look toward employment?
Yeah, the American Jobs Act, which is the Infrastructure Act that you hear a lot about, the goal is to be somewhere between 1 and 3 million jobs coming this, and strong union jobs that will provide a really nice salary for folks that are working on these amazing projects. Simultaneous to that, the repercussions of those jobs that have to do with construction and rail and the like, all of the services that go with that and all of the contractors go with that receive jobs and support in that regard as well. So it's a really magnificent way to get America back to work, and also to include workforce training. We've lost some folks out of the workforce as a result of the pandemic, and we need to replace that knowledge set and get folks trained.
You talking about jobs, we're talking about improvements, getting the job done. The clock is ticking, right, towards the end of the summer. Can we get this done and in before everyone breaks?
Well, I will quote Senator Sherman and President Biden as they walked into some of their final meetings. Let's go get this done. We can get this done.
All right, well, they sound determined, and so do you, Congresswoman Newman. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
For the latest from Representative Marie Newman, you can visit newman.house.gov or check out her social media at Representative